All right. Well, here we go.
Our program begins now.
Hello, everybody!
It's the Cox.
Hello! Hi, everyone at home watching. Oh my God, I'm excited for this. I was going to try and get you hyped, but you're doing it yourself. We can do this, though. Hi, I'm Jesse Cox. I'm a massive Larian fan. I am up here going to host this fun panel that we have in store for you today. I'm really excited. This is the gameplay reveal panel for Baldur's Gate 3.
Sven looks nervous.
We've got about 10 minutes of gameplay and about 8 spreadsheets, a few pie charts, and 45 minutes of Q&A, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
We know what you love. Lots of spreadsheets. Numbers, lots of those. Anyway, all right. How many of you, by show of hands, are big Larian fans?
Whoa.
All right. And how many of you are like, Baldur's Gate, I love that. And by show of, I assume, 2 hands, how many of you are fans of both? I got everyone to do the wave.
Is there no one there? Do they ever show the crowd? Ah!
I'm feeling really good about that. All right. We're going to, look, I could talk all day. I could. But no one cares what I think. Because all of you are here.
Did the coronavirus get everyone already?
This man, Sven Vink, is going to play for you Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm going to shut up and let him do that. Because this is going to be the coolest thing you will ever see. And I'm going to just hand it over to you.
That's bold.
Thank you very much, Jesse.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I thought so.
We can get louder than that. This is going to be crazy. Thank you, front row. Thank you. We had to turn people away. There are people.
They limited the amount of audience due to the corona risk. There were like 5 rows. The rest was outside. Smart.
Still outside. You need to get even louder to make them sadder. Louder. Get excited.
I'm out of water. Fuck.
Baldur's Gate 3. Scream for this man.
All right. Thank you. I love you too. What you're about to see is a game that's still in development, so it's literally pre-alpha footage. We're not going to show you a video, we're going to just play. I don't know what's going to happen. Furthermore, to make it even more exciting, the save game system is broken, so that means that if I die, if it's a party wipe, I'll just have to restart, so we'll try not to have that happen.
Nice.
If you see a bug, and inevitably you will see something, it's something that we see too, we'll fix it. We still have a whole bunch of time before it's going to be ready. It was announced that it's going to early access. We actually wanted to announce it today, but people were very excited about announcing it for us. So it's going to be in early access in a couple of months. We don't know exactly when it's ready for early access.
I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we'll see. I'll reserve opinions.
And with that said, we're just going to start up with a small intro, and then we'll start chatting. Okay? Yeah, that sounds about right.
kind of quiet. It's pretty loud, actually. There's just not much going on. Ew. Don't go in the air. 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 Oh, God, it's going to the eye. Ah! Ah! I would assume it went in the eye.
So we have a problem.
It is so good to meet you.
Wait, that's the intro?
Calm yourself.
Is it?
There is something I want to give you. Who are you?
He said that's a problem because it bugged.
I'm Sven.
Great name.
So we're in character creation. I can select my background.
Okay.
So these are all the Dungeons and Dragons backgrounds that you know if you play Dungeons and Dragons. I can change my body type. I can change my race, so I can play as a tiefling. I can play as a drow. I can play as a human. I can play as a githyanki.
Whoa.
I can play as a dwarf. I can play as an elf. I can play as a half elf. I can play as a half drow.
Whoa.
I can play as a halfling. And there's more, but we're only showing a few. These are the races that will be going into early access, and there more will be added afterwards. And so, depending on which race.
What? I just want to play as my 5e character. You know? However, if I play as a Goliath monk, that's a bad min-max. You know? We'd have to play as a Goliath fighter, I guess. And then somehow respec once we've almost beaten the game.
Race I pick, I get different features. I can also select which class I'm going to play. We have 6 classes that will be available on early access from the get-go, and then we'll just add more as we progress. So I can play as a wizard, cleric, fighter, ranger, rogue, and warlock, and then I can pick the ability points that go with that, and select my skills in which I'm going to be proficient.
Yeah, it's just 5e.
Today we're going to play an origin story. So we have different origin stories. There's going to be 5 that are going to be in early access. There will be more after.
Oh, nice.
So this is Lizelle. She's the girl you saw in the intro.
So far, this seems fucking awesome. I'm in. You know, they could have cut the stream off now, and I would have been there. Probably playing the early access version.
He's a Githyanki. Gale is a wizard. He has a very big problem, and that's pretty much that he's going to explode. Shadowheart, she's a dark cleric, so she's got quite a story too. Will is a monster hunter who made a pact with the devil. He regrets it. And today we're going to play as Astarion, who is a vampire spawn. He's a noble. So vampire spawn is not really a vampire. He has a vampire to which he is
Those are all cool
enslaved.
things.
He's a high elf, which means that we get to select a cantrip for him. So we're going to pick Mage Hand because we're going to do cool things with it. And all the rest is already preset for him, so we just...
Wait a minute. Since elves are banned from Court of Swords, is that actually a high elf thing in 5e that you get to choose a cantrip?
Shiv it about.
Oh, I've never even looked at the high elf race because they're just banned in Court of Swords, so I just never played it in 5e. Mediocre Gamer, thanks for that tier 1 sub. Appreciate it.
Just have to click the Venture Forth button and we can continue our adventure.
Are they banned? It's lore stuff. So I wonder if they're going cosmic. Because, like, wasn't that a GIF? Yeah, fuck that tower too. I didn't like it either. What was that squid head thing? It's a mind flayer rather. Or sorry, that's an illithid? Oh, okay. Wait a minute, what is going on? Oh, it's the same thing? Okay, there you go. Yeah, this looks fucking cool. What? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, I guess that was plane shift, eh? Or like dimension door. Yeah, I don't, some sort of travel. Wait, did the dragon get cut in half? That's bullshit. He lived. Damn, that looks fucking sick. Now, I do have... I have to be very careful about how I word what I'm about to say. So if I'm talking slow, I apologize. I do have one wish for Baldur's Gate 3. I love me some Critical Role. Okay? I'm super into it. They're doing great. They're pushing boundaries. They've made D&D one of the biggest things in the world. Please, please don't somehow loop Critical Role into Baldur's Gate 3. That's all I'm asking. You're doing great. You guys are awesome. I really hope that they keep like the crit roll world out of Baldur's Gate 3, I guess is what I want. But we'll see. I'm sure Matthew Mercer will voice everyone. That's fine. That's not what I'm saying. I mean specifically like Critical Role. Because I feel like it's going to get shoved down our throats from every other WotC thing in the future. That we don't... Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't need it. Baldur's Gate is already established. They don't need to push Baldur's Gate 3 with crit roll behind it. We'll see. Fucking WotC.
So we're going to skip the tutorial because it's not ready yet. And so I'll tell you what happens in tutorial, or at least in a nutshell. We're going to capture that.
Spoiler.
Node. We're going to do that together with the Githyanki warrior that you saw.
Yeah, just
captured
give
in
Crit
the
Roll
intro.
their own game. I agree.
And we're going to teleport it to a place called Faerun, more specifically to the Sword Coast, more specifically 200 miles to the east of Baldur's Gate. That was, by the way, the city that you saw destroyed is not Baldur's Gate, it was Yartar. Goodbye, Yartar. Oh, yeah.
Daylight.
Looks like Divinity.
It can't be. What the hell's is going on?
So what I forgot to mention is that my vampire spawn normally can't walk in the sunlight. He can't go over running water, and he needs an invitation if he wants to enter somewhere. But apparently he can walk in the sunlight, so that's kind of handy for us. So he's going to try to figure out what's going on. So I can control the camera and put it in third person, so then it's running behind me. Or I can just go back top down and then basically play it in a traditional manner. So
Okay.
I'm gonna, like going like this, and let's have a look at what we can find. Have a look over there. The sunlight. So this is a river, it's called the Kayontar,
Better not push my luck.
and it reaches all the way to Baldur's Gate, but we have no boat, so we're gonna have to go in a different direction.
Very pretty.
Obviously, you can see that it's been a lot of fun over here. It's an angled fisher, you have the little
Waste of
letter.
perfectly good blood.
The love letter is none of my business. So.
Was the sky always this blue? It's magnificent.
Starden doesn't really care about the fact that everybody's dead. Apple. She is banging at that door, so let's go ask and introduce ourselves.
Blasted doors, I...
Whoa, that looks really good.
What? Oh, it's you. I saw you on the ship. You survived, then?
Suddenly I saw what she saw, felt what she felt. Anger, confusion, resolve.
You've got...
Oh, so everyone in the game, instead of being connected by source, they're connected by mind flayer things, worms.
the same thing I do. In your head. I felt it.
Okay, so I have a whole bunch of dialogue options. So what just happened to us is because of the tadpole. I was already introduced to that in the tutorial. We call it mind melding. So we both have a tadpole in our heads, and we can telepathically connect to each other. But I'm also very hungry. So I'm playing this from the point of view of Astarion, vampire spawn. So you will see that all of my choices will be tailored to being Astarion, essentially. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna stare at her and realize that I'm very hungry.
What's the matter with you? Has that tadpole
That's really good.
scrambled your brain already?
So I can basically say, okay, well, I'll just feed, or I can swallow my urge and feign ignorance, which is what I'm going to do because I need a companion.
Come on.
Wait, you could just
The
flat
chase
out
through
kill
hell,
her?
The creatures, what they did to us. The tadpole. That thing is going to consume us from the inside and turn us into mind flayers. You and I need a healer. Finding one won't be easy in this wilderness. We'll need supplies. I'm hoping something of use might be behind these doors. But I've barely made a dent in them so far.
Okay, so I can offer to help her, but I'm a rogue also, so I can tell her to save her strength, then that I'll pick the lock.
By all means. I'm going to see what's at the top of this cliff. Hopefully there's no more of these creatures along the way.
I will, well, actually, I'll suggest that we join forces and say that that gives us better odds of survival.
Or just company for our final
This looks
moments.
really good so far.
But you're right. Whatever lies ahead will be a little less daunting with support. You can call me Shadowheart.
I can tell her that I'm a star in a reformed vampire spawn who can walk in the sunlight, or I can choose not to tell her, which is a good idea. And I can also question her what she knows about the things in each of our heads.
Very little. Supposedly, those monsters breed by planting their tadpoles in people's heads. Over time, the infected victim turns into a mind flare.
Why is she
I don't
shaking
remember
so
how
much?
long it takes, but we should hurry.
So that's a problem. I'll introduce myself, Starion,
Lead the way, Astarion.
and I've made my first companion. I try to lockpick that door, but I don't have a lockpick, so that's not gonna. So, whoops, and I got myself into the door. All right, let's see if this fine gentleman has something of use, but he doesn't. So let's continue, see where I'm ended up.
More of those wretched things.
Oops. So that's usually an introduction to combat when you see something like that. So let's try and see.
Are we on
what
the
it is.
quest for a lockpick?
Where are they? Oh yeah, this is. So combat is turn-based because Dungeons and Dragons is a turn-based system. So we base ourselves on that. I need to be very careful for these intellect devourers because if they get too close to me, it will be very painful. This can actually end up in a party wipe, but I'll do my
Now,
very best
what
to
is the
prevent that.
creature level here, Sven? Is this a deadly encounter, or what are we doing here? What's the balance? How's this working? Okay, intellect devours at level 1? I mean, come on. If I threw that in my party, it would be, that'd be too much, especially for a 2.
I'm going to seek the high ground. In Dungeons and Dragons, seeking advantage allows you to roll twice, which is a good idea because there's a lot of dice rolling going on behind the scenes, as you'll soon see. We translate the dice rolls into percentages so that you don't have to do all the mathematics yourself. So this gives me a 90%
15
chance to
HP
hit.
at level 1.
Also,
Nice. Nice.
I'll manage, don't worry about it. That's a 45%, that's not so good, but let's try. I'm casting Sacred Fire, let's see what that does. Alright, do puny 2 damage.
Sounds
so
like
if you're curious
Sacred
to know
Flame.
how the calculations are happening, they're happening behind the scenes here. You can just hover over it and then you can learn all of the...
Oh, I love that they
behind.
put...
The
Oh
numbers that you
my
see.
God, I love that they put the dice rolls in there. Oh my God, I'm going to be fucking furious so many times because of the dice rolls. Oh, that's so good.
That's why Jesse said lots of numbers. We're going to be very brave and we're just going to go up there.
Oh, I can't
and
wait
then
to
I'm
be
gonna see how far I
fucking
can
just
get this guy,
fuming.
because I don't want him to die right away. All right.
However,
Shadowheart.
I wonder if it dice rolls like lockpicks. I wonder if you could just save scum the fuck out of that. Huh.
Well, she's not really me, she's just my recruit, so I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith of her. The bonus actions, these are my actions, these are my bonus actions. You just see, yeah, it says AP, it's a little bit misleading, but it's actually just the actions that you have. But sometimes you can have 2 of them. So I'm going to end my turn, and now it's the enemy's turn.
Yeah, I really wonder how this is going to look
They can jump, that's good.
in terms of like how 5e it is.
You couldn't hit me, that's actually not that bad. So what I'm going to do with Shadowheart is I'm going to try something that's a little bit risky, but sometimes works. I'm going to use Shove, and I'm going to try to... Oh, it won't work. Yeah, there you go. So that guy's a little bit further from me, and then
I mean, yeah.
I can still hammer at that guy. It's really not hitting very well.
You just
And then
use
I'm
the
going to
shove
shoot
mechanic.
the Starn at that guy. So yeah, we're doing pretty good actually. All right. Ooh.
That was a big hit.
Ooh. So combat is fairly high stakes, as you can see.
Does he get attack of opportunity if he moves?
So they have a reaction, so that basically means if she walks away from here, they're gonna hit her, which is not good.
Yeah, they are.
So what
Dude,
I'm gonna do?
I feel like I'm going to be inherently better at this game because of my 5e knowledge. Also, on the flip side, I feel like if we can get Gassy Mexican to finally play this game, he'll finally understand how to play 5e after 4 years.
And he can't walk. Yeah. So I have a jump. I didn't want to use it yet, but first I'm going to. Oh man. That's.
You never know.
Action in VG3, so that means that I can't use another bonus action.
He
So
might
it
be
acts as a
playing God of
disengage
War when this
also,
comes out.
And it's enhanced by my tadpole that I have inside of me. I do have.
Wait, what
one
was that?
action that I can still do.
I was making a dumb joke. What?
Try it.
How did he just
Yeah.
leap?
But first I'm going to. Oh man. That's jump as a bonus action in VG3. That means that I can't use another bonus action, but it acts as a disengage also, and it's enhanced by my tadpole that I have in.
Oh, that's a
inside of
little different.
I do have one action.
Oh wait,
that I
he's a
can
rogue,
do.
so that's why he can do that.
Just gonna
Because
try it out.
he can disengage.
This is my mage hand. My mage hand is bad at many things, but it's very good at throwing stuff. So I'm gonna just slap it. There you go.
That's fucking sick. It's
That's
that's a really clever thing because it takes what D&D is all about and like puts it into the game. Like that's really clever. It's really good. Cuz like if you're playing D&D, that's something that you would try to do. You know? It's smart.
I wanted to show this to you today, but you have no idea how nervous I was about doing it because I was going to get in this situation.
One of my favorite things that I've always wanted to do, but didn't because I didn't want to play a halfling wizard, is I wanted to play a halfling wizard and cast like shrink or whatever on myself. I forgot what the fucking spell's called. And then use my mage hand to pick me up and then reduce. And then use the mage hand to fly by just picking me up and leave. Like I would love to do that.
Situation. So I obviously should have approached them in a completely different manner. We'll
I
see
wonder
next
if you can
combat
do
where
that
we
in this
actually be
game.
Much more strategic. I don't know. Famous last words, I guess, but we'll see. All right. She is hurting, so she's going to drink.
That'd be brilliant
first
if you
healing
could.
potion. I don't have a lot of them. Then she's just gonna. Well, actually, I don't want to use it. I'll just smack it like this. Maybe I'll get lucky. Yeah.
Oh,
Alright.
smash?
Can I run?
Never heard of smash.
No. All right. Here it comes.
Oh, she's probably
That's
dead.
good.
Oh, we got a miss.
Oh, no.
Wait, we didn't get a reaction on that?
It's getting back up. Very high stakes.
Where's the reaction attack?
He's hiding for the shot. That's interesting. Okay. Mage hand, where are you? Do your thing. The 80%. So, sorry. Yeah, you can also throw bodies that you find in the world, but it's not working. So that's why I'm using the shove, actually. It's working, but it doesn't look as good. Oh, why did I go to sneak? I misclicked. Really, did I put my hand into sneak? That's really clever.
He seems very nervous.
Okay, so yeah, the announcement was that it was going to be live, I think, so there you go. All right, 90% shot. Oh yeah, actually I have a pin down attack, which is a action that you get with your weapon. So each weapon that you get gives you an extra type of action. Yes, I know that you're sneaking. Come on.
Nice.
You got this. You got this.
This so far,
Hold
this
on,
is going
hold
much
on,
like.
hold on. I got a bottle with grease, so I'm just gonna throw. Can you stop hand? And normally he's not supposed to be able to hit like this. Actually, can't you do anything useful? If they want to attack you, maybe. Oh. Oh, they killed. No, they didn't kill hand. Okay. All right. So they did kill hand. Yeah, hand is not supposed to die, but well, it's going swimmingly. Okay, so I wanted
I
to
love
throw,
that he's having issues
so
with
I have
this.
a throw action. I can throw pretty much everything. In a presentation I did previously, I threw my boots. So for comedial effect, I'll just throw my boots. Maybe I'll actually just kill him. Oh, that's it.
Good work.
Nice.
Good work.
Nice. It's great.
All right. So
Love it.
that's not that bad, actually. So where is
Super
she?
into it.
Oops, doesn't want to close anymore. You want to keep on throwing? No, it's enter. Yeah. Please close. That's so she's down. She's not dead yet. So that's the good
Does
news.
she have 3 saves?
So basically how this works is this is death saving throws. So Each turn, there's going to be a roll behind the scenes, and if it's a good roll, then we're going to get a little blue spot like this. And if you have
Oh,
3
it's
of them,
behind
you
the
get
scenes.
stabilized.
I kind of wish the
Cool.
player got to roll it.
And if we get 3 red ones, because it's a bad roll, then she dies. And they are going to keep on hitting at her, because if she goes to the negative of her maximum HP, she dies too. So
It's
we're gonna
much
try
more
to avoid
dramatic
that
if
from
the
happening.
player has to
But
like
I'm really
click
not
the D20.
Okay, so I shouldn't have thrown the boost, by the way. That was a really stupid move. This looks like a really good hit. Good, excellent. And we have 1 guy left. Thank you. Why? Okay,
Well, you
well,
moved
let's
close,
hope that
man.
this one's gonna go right.
Rolled a 1. Beautiful.
Oh,
Beautiful.
man.
He's dead.
Bravo.
Oh, so the saves are happening behind the scenes. But they get a tax on it, so.
Okay, well, I did tell you that. Oh, stand up, stand up. No, stand up. Hold on, does this work? I was too late. All right, so I do have the save game problem is real, so it is genuine. So I need to restart. So I'm just gonna
Nice.
do a quick restart.
You love to
Just do
see
as
it.
fast, and then we'll do Q&A for 5 minutes. Man.
You got it out of the way early.
It's good.
Yeah, that's why.
Adam's
gonna
gonna love this game.
Extra,
Yeah,
Jesse.
absolutely. You're fine.
I'll just sneak past the fight and we'll go to the next one, because otherwise we might be in trouble. Luckily for you, we have escape
is so
buttons that
good
allow me
to
to
meet you.
rapidly. Let me do that. Add my cantrip. Take my trusty mage hand. Venture forth. Go forward into the game.
That was fine. Hope the game has DM
I will recruit
capabilities.
Shadowheart again, so I'll do that
Well, they
in a short
did in
manner.
Divinity Original Sin 2. They had that DM
And then I
mode.
suggest we try to avoid the intellect divorce.
It would be a lot of fun though if they had
If we can't, well, we'll have to fight them again.
like a 5e thing.
With our adventure. So yeah, I've done this, like, we've done a press tour in the last 3 weeks, and I've done this like 30, 40 times.
I was
enjoy
invited
myself
to go to
dire,
the press deal, but it was in New York.
although it's
I didn't
always tight.
feel like traveling to New York, especially with
Daylight.
Meanwhile,
the
we can
coronavirus
do other
shite.
features of the game. I'm gonna make him walk over there.
What the hell's is going on?
We're gonna just let Astarion run Astarion, run over here.
I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
So, meantime, we can have a look at
Oh, never
the
mind.
back side of the UI. So, this is where you see all my equipment. Here you see all of my abilities, and so when you click on
Was
them,
the sky
you see
always this blue?
your skills, your distances, and this is my spell book where the spells
nice UI.
that I know are going to be learned. Okay.
Same standard.
Blasted doors, What?
I wonder if I can make this shot. It's too far, right? He hasn't seen.
Oh, is he trying to sneak attack it?
Cannot reach. Okay. It's the enemy's turn. So they get to patrol for 6 seconds, but they're not doing anything. So that's good.
Go back
See that
another
over
minute.
there?
Oh, I
That's
skipped something
explosive.
important.
Seconds. And so in that way you can. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. All
Those
right.
wretched
All right.
things.
Do you want
Alright.
to take an audience vote on if we do this fight again?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
Those wretched
All right.
things.
I
Okay,
kind of
so now
ignored that.
I'm gonna play it like a pro.
Oh, he dipped his
Pretty
arrow
well.
at fire.
So,
That's
other
cool.
things. First of all,
Oh, I think he's gonna do that right here.
I am gonna dip my bow into the fire. There we go. Then I'm gonna press this button, which allows me to enter turn-based mode outside of combat. And so in that way you can sneak up on people and you can do all kinds of things that they don't expect you to do. So, and then basically the way that works is that they have 6 seconds Oh yeah, see these are, oh man.
Why would he not dip his arrows in?
I wonder if I can make this shot.
Like, if you dip your bow in, unless it's magical.
Cannot reach back. Okay,
You know?
it's the enemy's turn. So they get to patrol for 6 seconds, but they're not doing anything. So that's good. You see that over there? That's explosive. So I'm going to try to get there. And shoot it. 96%.
Nice. Wait, what was that initiative? 44? Do they handle initiative differently?
Waiting for me. Like, I'll make her join combat. Okay.
Oh, it's
Much
group
better.
initiative.
Feel much more relaxed about this fight.
Okay.
Pin him down. So you can't get too close. There you go. This is how it's supposed to be. And then I did actually have a very strong attack, but I never got to use it, which is Guiding Bolt.
Oh yeah,
and
Guiding
I'm
Bolt's
gonna-
great.
Now, where's the other guy? Oh, he's still there. No, I'm gonna wait. Just gonna do this one.
That's gonna miss.
Yeah, it's very successful also. But just put her in front of it.
Sacred Flame always sucks.
And, alright. He can't move anymore, so that's good. The other guy is very
what's up,
enthusiastically
Yatsuka?
coming towards us. She's going to use her Guiding Bolt, which in generally tends to kill them in one shot. There you go, 15 of damage.
Guiding Bolt's
And then,
good.
We're going to shoot.
How do they handle rest? Do they go into that chat?
Alright,
Oh, they do? Okay, good.
that's exciting. Let's see what this guy has. He's got a silver
No problem,
locket,
Molduber.
dagger. I don't need the dagger. I got
Welcome
one
back.
already, but the rapier I might want to use. So let's put that one on.
God, this looks so good.
There we go. And go forward and explore a little bit more. See what the world has to offer us. And get out of Northwood also. Okay. So
I just wish it wasn't.
like in all of our
launching
games, you can
in-
move things in the environment, but we've added.
I wish
a
it
whole
wasn't
bunch of
launching in early
stuff
access.
that you can do. So you can, for instance, make a stair. Why would you make a stair? Well, because you want to walk on it, of course. Let me do that. Oh shit!
Sure.
It's fine. You're doing great. It's fine.
It's fine. She's good. Also, what's going on, Reek?
Right.
Thank you for the
I think.
kind words.
Okay, so here's another example of
that a
why
warthog?
you want to do turn-based mode. Say that you want to kill this boar or talk to it or whatever.
the Assassin's Creed boar
You
chat.
can now just press the button and then you can just plan your move, close to it, and then it has 6 seconds. So if I press my spacebar now, it will move for 6 seconds, and then it's my turn. We'll use this to surprise people and sneak up on them and hopefully do it really well.
What's the best way to get into Baldur's Gate lore before 3? I mean, you can play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. They're still really good games.
She can. She's pretty badass normally, so it's usually Astarion that dies. So this is an example of a passive check. So my nature skill was used to discover something, and so if it would have failed, I wouldn't have found it, of course. So I found a little cache. The cache belongs to the Harpers, so it gives me a little secret. But it's especially this thing that I need. This is a potion of speed.
Nice.
It will double my movement points. And
Are you sad about how
to
Divinity Original
also
Sin 2
allow
like
me,
this is?
to
No.
get 2 actions, which is really good. We're going to try a very complicated stunt. Which will probably.
Sorry, I've got coronavirus stuff in my throat. My biggest issue with Divinity Original Sin is that it used a non 5e rule set. And so this to me is exactly what I wanted.
Succeed or fail. See what I did there, but it's probably succeed or fail. Okay. No, well, actually, first we're going to go to camp.
Oh shit.
This seems as good a place as any to make camp. And rest. Huh. Might as well adapt to the Daywalker's ways.
So your camp is a place that's going to expand over time. You will be able to get followers in your camp. Your companions will obviously be here also. And so there's a lot of relationship building happening in your camp.
It's cool.
I'm not sure this is a good idea.
I can tell her not to question me, but I'm going to try to befriend her, so I'm going to ask her what she means.
There are lit fuses in our heads. Sooner or later, they're going to blow. Each hour that passes, the thing inside us grows. We need to find a healer. Let's wake up at first light.
Okay, so I'm going to agree with her, because finding help is indeed our very first concern.
Maybe we'll get lucky. We're overdue some good fortune. Rest well. We'll need our strength.
Rest.
I tried to rest, but my mind wouldn't settle. Just yesterday, I had been seducing a young noble, luring him to my master's lair. Since then, I've been kidnapped by mind flayers, chased through hell by dragons, and fallen from the sky. And I felt the sun on my skin. I should have burst into flames.
So I can ask myself questions, a little bit of a moment of introspection. I can think of my master who will be furious. It could be a vampire spawn. Yeah, actually, it's a good question. Can a vampire spawn even become a mind flayer?
The worm in my head might not even have an appetite for undead meat. Until I knew more about the tadpole, I wasn't sure how much danger I was in. I had to understand it, master it.
I hope I'm never in a situation where the statement, the worm in my head, either starts or ends a statement. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope that in whatever happens in the future, I hope I never have to make that statement.
I needed to find someone who knew more about this thing.
So I'm going to try to get some sleep, and I'm going to imagine dragging my old master into the sunlight. And that's a persuasion against myself, so I need to roll. I need to do.
Oh, this is cool.
Basically. Right on target. So the way that works is actually there's a built-in modifiers on it, but we just show you the actual DC that comes out at the end.
I drifted off with
Cool.
a smile.
I like that.
Meditating on the flames that engulfed his cruel face.
He's going to be happy in the morning. Okay, let's continue our little adventure. So all of the dialogues in the game, like literally all of them, have been performance captured, voice recorded, given cinematic treatment. There hasn't been any compromise because of all the cinematics that we're doing in there, so there's plenty of permutations. And you need to realize that I'm now playing with Astarion, so if we wouldn't be playing with Astarion, we would have different things happening to us. And you'll see that we've gone very far in this.
There may be even more that survive a crash.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
All right, so look what the goblins have. This is a shitty bow.
Sir, you should really pick that bow up.
Sword.
That you could
Might need those. Noticed
you could
already.
sell that bow,
No.
and
I'm gonna go over there.
you know, you just have it in your bag, and then you just sell it later.
You're alive. That's unexpected.
What?
Last I saw you, you were lying in a crucible's worth of blood. An intellect devourer nibbling at your ear. Glad to see my eyes deceive me. I'm Gale. Well met.
So my vampire option is that I send something off. I was certain he would taste like bile. I can obviously draw my weapon because I don't trust the guy. Well, I'm going to take the vampire one.
Speechless? Might be the shock. We went through a traumatizing experience, if an instructive one.
He's the wizard, right,
Is
Chet?
that
That's the
trauma
wizard
refers to
thing.
The thing they put in my eye.
Yes. The ocular penetration by an illithid tadpole, which will end with our souls being snuffed like strands of weave caught in dead magic. Not to mention, you're staring at me like a Rashimi at a blackboard. You're no wizard, are you?
I can obviously just decide to feed. but I will tell him that I don't take kindly to insults.
Thin-skinned and a dodger of questions. Usually means
Can you just attack all of your... Can a sired vampire turn a non-vampire into a vampire, or do you have to be like a proper vampire? Do we have any vampires in the chat? We got a handful of vampires. How does vampire work in 5e? Can you, as a thrall, bite another vampire, or do you have to take it to your master so that he can turn him into a vampire? In D&D, only a vampire lord can. Okay.
means the answer's no. Guess that'll have to wait. Primary need now is a healer. I take it you recall the insertion of the parasite?
Not only did I recall it, I said I was already enjoying its effects, referring to the fact that I can walk in the sunlight.
Interesting. Are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it'll turn us into mind flayers?
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Process known as seromorphosis? It is to be avoided. I assume you're no accomplished healer either. Powerful cleric, maybe?
Okay, was this a conversation or an interrogation?
Just trying to figure out where we stand. Conclusion, nowhere.
Does he have a
You and
mullet?
I are in a whole lot of trouble. We need help, and I'm not sure where we'll find it in this wilderness. How about we embark on the quest for a healer together?
Yes, I need
Yeah, Gale seems pretty cool.
Most excellent. Then, without further ado, let's be off. Besides, looks like you keep some interesting company. A woman with shadows for eyes, deep as the dark lake. Pleasure, madam.
Uh-oh. He does look like Billy Ray Cyrus. Oh,
We'll
God.
see.
I'm not going to be able to get that out of my head. I want to see some wizard spells, see what the like spell effects look like.
Let's get over there. Just gonna do a few things for... Oh yeah, actually I killed them, so we're good. So I'm gonna separate him from my party, because I know what's coming, so I want to show you something. And I'm gonna go with them, well actually I'm first gonna position him. Because these guys, this can turn out badly as a combat. So I'm gonna go over here, see me yet. A bit further, then I'm gonna jump here. Then I'm gonna sneak. And so the way sneaking works in Baldur's Gate 3 is that if you see a shadow, it's gonna lightly obscure you. Alright, and if you walk into the sunlight, you are going to be in the clear area. So when you're in the clear area and you get seen, you are caught on sight. If you go into a obscured area, then you have to roll stealth d20, and yeah, if you get caught, you get caught. But you might actually succeed. If you're heavily obscured, as you will soon see, you can actually just walk right past them. It's kind of cool because every single shadow suddenly has use. But it also means that you can manipulate shadows, because you can put light or you can remove light. Anyway, he's here standing on his crate because that's what he does. So I'm just gonna leave him here, and then I'll go over here, and I'll well, yeah, why not? I'll demonstrate a small thing that I just discovered this morning. So normally what I do here is, well, first of all, I show that you still have all kinds of environmental interactions that you can use, everything that makes sense within the world of Dungeons & Dragons we've put in. So you can vaporize water with fire, but there's also other cool things that you do. So normally I just show this and I say, okay, well, this is where we are, we start from here. Basically I do it to show that you can navigate over a very high and vertical
God, this
world.
looks really good.
But I figured that if I cast Featherfall, then I make a jump. Boom. Okay. So she still has Featherfall. I know. If she would have jumped without Featherfall, maybe we can do that too. She will die. Anyway, now he has to walk back. But
I mean, still cool.
let me just do that. Featherfall is a very useful spell. The game has an enormous amount of verticality. We'll never get to the places where the verticality is high today, because yeah, we just don't have enough time, and we introduced it gradually to players. But you
Does he ever talk about?
You can do. You can walk on roofs. You can jump all the way down into very, very, very.
Does he ever talk about?
Just don't forget the Featherfall.
What am I trying to
The
say?
problem with Featherfall is it takes up if you use it. Well,
It doesn't matter. Oh, how much will be completed in early access?
Do the thing I was supposed to do. Okay. So, and let's regroup.
One chapter?
There's no problem
Okay.
with the interface here, so you're not always seeing if they're
It's like
grouped, but they should
usually,
be
what,
quickly.
15, 20 hours
You're not grouped.
story?
They want to be grouped. You're grouped. Okay. So let's go meet these fine gentlemen and say hello to them.
You're both twice as tall as me, but have half the bloody backbone. But we don't know what that
That's
thing
a huge
even
head.
is. And what about the crypt? I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we... Stop! Got ourselves competition already. That's our ship.
Okay, so we have a bunch of persuasion options. I can tell them that I was just looking around, tell them that the ship was full of monsters, my many comrades were coming, or I can try to intimidate them. I'm going to tell them that there's plenty of monsters, and then that's going to be a roll. And that is going to be a failed roll, which is fine. I mean, it's...
You're all hot
okay.
air. Think you can get us to leave that bounty to you? Not a chance.
I hate this guy already.
What are you not waiting for? Get her!
Okay. So, luckily for me, I planned for this. And so, if you do a shove out of a sneak position, that is a 100% chance. And so, that works.
It's good.
Okay, so that was my action for this
But
one.
they don't.
So let's
Here's
try to do this really well.
here's the thing that I think 5e players that have played a lot of D&D but don't necessarily play a lot of video games will have issues with. These are all fixed situations, whereas if you play 5e D&D, you know that nothing is necessarily fixed and the game continues when everything completely fails. It just goes off in a random direction. So that might be a struggle that they potentially have. And there's no way that you can actually make a game that does that. Unless you just have like this giant fucking eternally branching thing.
I'm going to use...
Yeah, it's impossible
Grease.
to script.
So Grease is going to create difficult terrain for these guys. And difficult terrain is basically going to halve their movement speed as they're trying to go over it. So
This
that's
is
good.
very
I
much
also
Divinity Original
made
Sin
Grease
so far.
Flammable, so if I can put fire on it, it's going to hurt them double. Unfortunately, I have no source of fire anymore because I used up my my fire bolt. So Shadowheart, however, is going to use her bolt.
Yeah, 'cause she rested. She'll probably one-tap one of these guys. Hit the guy that's prone. Wait, why is it? Oh, it's a ranged attack against the prone guy. He rolled a fucking 1.
Where am I? So let's see.
Jesus.
Well, somebody's gonna have to stand there to protect the other guy. She has the. She can increase her AC. Okay, so their turn. Not down. Missed. That's good. What are you doing? That's a witch bolt, so she can every turn, as long as she's concentrated, she's gonna be able to hurt me. So I need to do something about that. Otherwise, this guy's
That's a
trying
bug,
to go
right?
up to get his advantage back. He changed his mind. I wonder.
Oh,
if
that's
he's
Witch
having a
Bolt,
problem
okay.
here. Alright. He might be in an eternal loop.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to use a cheat here. No, oh, change that.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
still needs to be worked on.
Difficulty. Yeah, no, it did work. I actually destroyed his ladders secretly with a secret, but which will remain secret. It's the advantage of a development version. Okay, well, let's just do it to see what it gives, right? Throw item. It's not that bad. You can actually jump on them also, and that hurts them too. So with a warrior with Featherfall, you could, for instance, combine that and then jump on somebody. That can hurt. However, this was actually really, but it was just a throw. I can still shoot. I need to make this hit because otherwise Shadowheart is going to be in trouble. Doesn't have to be a pin down. 75% chance. Oh, that's... Okay, good.
Nice. You broke concentration.
So, that means that she is now home free. She can... why doesn't she have her spell slot? Oh, well.
This.
40%.
I wish this was out now. I'd love to play this.
Using my jump, I can do this once in combat. Okay. And I'll just
Suppose this game uses spell slots instead of mana? Yeah. Most likely. He said something about the mage not having any spell slots left, so I would think so.
Looks like I was a little bit too enthusiastic in sending Gale went away, so... Starting to... Interesting. Oh, that's good.
Did he crit there? I think he crit on that firebolt.
That was good, actually. This changes things completely. Alright. So he's going to come for Gale.
Well, Gale's dead.
Alright, Shadowheart, how far are you? He's going to keep on hitting it, right? So...
I don't necessarily like the name Shadowheart.
Well, we're going to try to... No, we're going to shoot her. She's still far from us. But I don't have any
It feels
fire.
like first-time D&D player's character name.
Good. Then
My
Shadow.
name is Shadowheart the Wise.
It's too far.
Fear me.
Too far. Don't have anything I can throw at him. I'm not going to make it. It's going to be too far. She can dash. Okay, I was going to make her dash.
At least it's not Sephiroth, you know.
Getting a bit farther. That cancels the entire effect. But maybe if I yell at them, I can't yell. I don't have a yell yet. We will have that, but
Shadowheart is legit Forgotten Realms' last name. Doesn't make it a good name.
it's not dead yet. Ow. It's pity that they can't. Well. Okay. Now we need to make this. We're not gonna die here. I gotta think. Do not want to restart again. Say it again. Oh yes. Thank you.
That's why you guys are here.
Shadowheart has it, but we have magic pockets. We have magic pockets. You're basically telling me to run away, right? Oh, I have an excellent idea. This is going to work really well. So let me first try killing him. Actually, did I throw something already? Oh, but I can still do my cantrip apparently. Aha. That is my second action though. I want to run away. Let's run really far. Well, actually, I can shoot him again.
Good work.
So the cool part is, well, let's first see which direction they're going to go. Actually, because I can go back. He's not going to make it, but she will still make it. If I can get close to her and give her a helping hand, so it's going to be up again. are you? You're there, right? What I don't want to do is get too close to you. I can't get back here, actually. Alright. We're gonna make it. Bar shot with a 75% chance. So... No. I'll do it again? No, actually. I'll throw a dagger. Makes a bit more sense. Yeah.
Did they say if they're gonna have like Baldur's Gate 2 and 1 tie-ins?
All the time. Such an awesome man. Okay.
Like,
So
is
this one works well?
Minx gonna show up? And...
Yeah. We'll get there. It might be hard work though. Oh, actually, but what I can still do. No, I get to shoot again. It's right. I keep on forgetting this. I got the second action. All right.
We said
okay.
we can't discuss.
Yeah, well. My boots. Yeah, it happens that you miss a lot. Why did he get 2 shots anyway? Did he take potion himself? It's possible. So the AI thinks, looks at everything that it... Ah. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, Shadow Hearts, Deb.
Alright, so out of combat, their death saving throw... Oh, she's really dead?
Gotta get some more
She's
fucking
dead
water. Oh, this is a special
Yeah, he's
Twitch
alive.
cup
That's
for Aaron.
good, I guess. So. Alright. We'll worry about her later. We'll leave her there. She deserves it. Well, let's first see what they had to pick up. Maybe I can't reach. Standing next to her. There you go. Let's actually... let's give this to Gale.
Oh, she stood back up? Wait, how'd she come back? Oh no, she's dead.
Make him look more like a real wizard.
At least she has the dead tag.
A beard now. Guys. Worth mentioning, of course, that you can play the game in multiplayer also. So in multiplayer, you can be multiple origin stories, etc.
I do wonder, like...
etc. I have to mention it. You can play as... everybody's a hero, essentially, in the multiplayer story. So, and there's a whole bunch of that functionality. It's going to be very cool. So enjoy.
Oh, that guy had AC 18 armor?
Like, for instance, being able to participate in each other's dialogue, seeing what the other options another person is considering. Something that can be quite intense, as you'll see soon enough. Okay, so we're going to go inside here.
Thank you, Gimblebock. Everything all right out there?
I'm going to claim to be Gimblebock and ask him to let me in. Don't worry, we're safe. If it fails, we're okay.
8's pretty easy.
Alright.
You sound a bit shaken, boss. Hang on while I find the key.
You're dead! Nope, you're dead. And the reason why is because I surprised him, and then when you surprise somebody, you get the initiative. And so this guy has absolutely no chance. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to shoot a bit of down.
I really hope he just gets
shoot
one tapped.
The next turn. There you go. And then I know he's going to try to run away towards his buddies. I've played this before, which is fine. I'm going to shoot him again.
Okay,
There
did
you go.
alright.
And that's how easy it can be. Alright, let's see where we end up.
Does that wall have eyes on it? Did you guys see that?
Small dungeon. I'm gonna shoot him again. There you go. And that's how easy it can be.
Look. There's something going on there.
Alright, let's see where we end up. So we're now in a small dungeon. We're gonna do I started in the Great Tomb Raider. He's gonna
Was
do
there
all
Far
of it on
Verona
his
today?
own.
No.
Just as a
Vanna is at
demonstration of how
PAX.
systemic use of all the systems can lead
No
to
more
great success.
prayers.
Actually,
Only
did I pick up my
silence,
boots again?
dust.
So how did the
Alright.
Baldur's Gate?
Take the golds.
How did the 40-year-olds take to this chat? Are they into it?
Over here. Okay, so I'm gonna.
They don't like it? I didn't think they would.
I'm going to go sneak mode. Just play it carefully.
The Reddit's on fire.
I'm going to put myself into forced turn-based mode. And I'm gonna try to sneak up behind this one, so I can kill her.
Visit the Steam forums. Oh, is there?
Probably
Can you
gonna
already
start
like
turning
pre-order
back,
this
so I'm gonna
game
go
on
and
Steam?
stand in the corner here. I'm heavily obscured. Right. So if I don't come too close, they are not gonna detect me. All right. I'm just gonna stand there.
Oh, there's just a
This
page.
is the
Gotcha.
reason why.
You ever played Baldur's Gate?
So,
Oh yeah.
You have a little hole here.
Yeah, I think
Why?
I actually have
Because
VODs
the
up.
slide is
I don't think I ever actually
so
finished my
it's
Baldur's
in,
Gate
and
2
so it's
playthrough
just
on
a purpose here. If I were standing here, I would have been actually okay.
on YouTube. I think I got like right to the end.
No. Yeah. Okay, don't worry about it.
Or was that Baldur's Gate 1? I forgot.
Hello. This is my sneak attack. So if I do it from melee, I get 1d6 extra damage while sneaking.
Shouldn't it be?
How'd you get past Daniel?
Why aren't you?
Back off!
It's okay. It's not that bad. I'm not gonna bite her yet. I'm gonna keep my bite for later. Oh man, come on, really?
Yeah, he has really bad luck.
It's gonna be cool.
Granted,
Okay,
it's
so I'm gonna go over here.
a product of what he's doing, I'm sure.
I'm going to take my dipping action. Dip it in the torch. No, not my sword, my bow. I think my arrows actually. That's what's suggested. Do that.
Fuck, that's cool.
And somebody put a pitch barrel here for me. Sorry.
Blew the mic out. Yes, you got
This is cool.
thief
Skin arrow,
tool.
that's-
We can go back to the
sorry,
beginning.
So, oh, this is a better bow than my bow actually. So let's switch bows.
Got a long bow for D8.
Let's try to do that again. This time. So the trick here is that I'm gonna try to get into this place, but
No lock, no handle. How does it open?
well, I happen to know, so small spoiler. So let me just do the same thing here. Try not to ruin it this time. I'm gonna go in here. Force turn base. So we're gonna create a zone of darkness. So the zone of darkness is basically going to cover me like this. So that he can't see me while I'm in there.
That's got to be a placeholder graphic.
Just wait. Pass by. So zone of darkness essentially blocks the vision cone.
Yeah, this was a PAX East stream, so the sound mixing and all that stuff is done by volunteers.
Okay, well, we'll just see what happens. We can handle this guy. There you go. Never mind that he doesn't.
At least there's no skeletons this time.
Nope.
I mean, that guy would see that there's a darkness spell cast.
I hope it's gonna work here.
Sagna, we'll be putting it up on YouTube probably tomorrow or the next day.
That's curious.
I needed this handle because this handle is a secret handle that opens the door on the other side. Right. So now I'm gonna just try to do it the other way. This guy will never know what happened to him. That was actually quite close. Alright.
You know, an interesting thing that An interesting thing that I feel like Divinity had that was more interesting from a video game point of view that will be hard to do in Baldur's Gate is going to be magical items. Because in Baldur's Gate, like, the 5e system doesn't necessarily allow for like random rolls on items. Whereas in Divinity Original Sin, the system that they did could be gamified. So I really wonder how they're going to do that. Unless they're going to put like magical items that are like super game breaking or something. I don't know. Yeah, they were just stat sticks, right? But that's the gamified aspect of it. Like, it was fun in that regard.
So I can just pickpocket him. Doesn't have anything on him. So it's just... okay, it's a little cutting a little bit short. Alright. That's her report. So the clearness comes from the light, of course. Okay. We're still working on better visualization of this, so I doubt that you're going to have it exactly like this when you get to play it. But starring the great Tomb Raider has managed to do something without being detected, which is quite an achievement.
That's
All right,
cool.
Let's continue. So our door is open.
Someone in chat said there's a magical item in here. I'm curious to see what it is.
I like it. Homely.
Right, doesn't it? You don't have to sneak anymore. Also notice how the music changes when you start sneaking. The music system is super adaptive to everything that you do. Right, this has a tendency of going wrong, so I'll do my utter best. This is
That's curious.
a tomb. There's dangerous things here. There's skeletons lying on the floor, and then there's things that are...
Well, you probably shouldn't open that sarcophagus. You should probably just leave.
So you know that something's going to happen.
You should just not open that.
So, and inside you find a cool weapon and a key.
Oh, is that the magic item?
Take everything. And then you have grease appearing everywhere. And then you got fire appearing. And so, but I knew exactly where to stand. And I'm going to enter turn-based mode, because turn-based mode is also something that you can use to navigate traps. So you got 6 seconds to think, and then the traps get their turn, and you get your turn. So you get the gist. So the way that I figured out getting out of here is Mage Hand. Mage Hand can throw stuff. And so what I can do, you saw that I can make my own stairs, so I can make a stair out of here. Mage Hand is just going to go over here. Let the evil traps do their thing. And then go back to Mage Hand.
I wonder if each round is 6 seconds.
The way that I'm doing it, because I practiced this, and when I did it wrongly, I threw it too far, the crate got damaged, and then I jumped on top of it, and then the crate was destroyed, and then I died anyway. So
those fireballs are moving fast as shit then.
there we go. Okay, one more. So having turn-based mode allows us to do much cooler traps and not having you to require to have lightning fast reflexes in what is a game which has many spells, many actions that you can do. So it's kind of handy to have. All right, also solves the problem if you want to talk to very fast creatures. No! Sorry. No. Don't fall. Please don't fall.
You would have died there if you fell.
Okay, I'm gonna do my little jump now. Maybe there's not enough space. Maybe there's not enough space. There is enough space. Apparently not. Oh, yeah. I wonder if that's a bug that I have. No. Oh, there you go. Okay, so that should work. There we go. This builder blocks me. So I'm gonna send the mate. No!
I think he's still fine.
Oh man, Why do you have to follow mage hands? Shit.
He's fine. He's lined up perfectly. He's fine. It's fine. He's great.
Okay, let's see.
He's good.
Oh, well, that's good. That's handy mage hands. The perception check was successful. It's not supposed to have a perception check, but it's good of mage hand to do it. But that's cool because then I can actually throw this thing on that. There we go. So that way, there's no more grease coming out of it. And I'm going to jump. Oh, yeah, I use my jump. You think I can make it? Maybe if I dash. You have to stop. All right. This is a bit harder than I expected it to be.
I want.
So
Is that a bug or is he
anyway,
clicking incorrectly?
This is going to be a little bit non-orthodox, but there you go. So that's going to take that grease away, and let's just see what happens when I get out of turn-based mode. My crate is.
Oh, it's a bug where the play character auto follows the mage hand. Gotcha.
Ah, man. Okay. Well, I'll bet I made a corridor here, so that's good.
He's got mage hand selected.
So now we know that we can't have my dash. Where's my dash? Let's dash. I'll get out of here eventually, but hopefully today. I guess I can walk over there and stand in the grease for a second. Okay. Alright, go over there. Yeah. Okay. And then make that jump. No, you just have to get there now. Well, one more turn out. I'll not jinx it. Okay. Can I dash again? Yeah, that should do it. Don't fall. Don't fall. Okay, we made it outside of the very evil trap.
They did a chat.
So we're gonna get to the final room of this mini dungeon. So this is the kind of situation you'll find yourself in if you're in multiplayer and you're just dashing off and leaving your party behind. You can always manage. It's just sometimes a little bit tricky.
So many dead. No signs of a struggle.
So we're entering a big room, and so you see a bunch of skeletons on the floor. So
Oh, boy.
you are all gamers. You know what's going to happen. These guys are going to race. So here's a little trick I figured out: is I can take their weapons away. Now, unfortunately, because disarming somebody is actually
Dude, I've never.
Um,
I've been playing D&D for like what, 7 years. I've never thought about the fact of seeing skeletons on the ground and removing their weapons from them before we do anything else. That's a fucking 300 IQ, man. Unbelievable.
the AI developers
It never occurred to me that I could like take the weapons from a skeleton.
are making it so that they will pick up the weapons.
Oh,
They-
boy.
If they see something on the floor and they're unarmed, the AI will actually come to the same the conclusion on its own. But luckily, it's not implemented yet.
Yeah, wait, couldn't you just remove their hip bones? Because, like, it's a skeleton.
So we can take advantage of this today. I'm going to give this guy a sword just so that we can see the difference between the guys. Did I have all of them? I just want to make sure that the guys
They're animated by magic.
don't have.
Well, even if they're animated by magic, they still
Do you have a bow? There's another mark
adhere
over there.
to
So I'm going to try the final high.
the idea of
Tomb Raiding Adventure, and if I fail, they'll spot me. And then when
like
they spot me,
the human
what happen is that they are
form.
Well, they either shoot me and then
In
I'll
physics.
die, and then it's these fellas that have to come back and get me, and they are obviously not
Like
very
just
good.
rip their arms off, and then all they can do is kick you, right?
I'll then consider whether or not I'm going to resurrect them. Oh no. Okay, my perception failed, so I need Gale. So, but Gale has a shortcut. There was actually a. Oh, he can also bring Astarian's boots back. So there's an actual shortcut, but I didn't want to do it because when you do it, it alerts the guards on the inside, and they all gang up, and then I can't do Astarian on his own. If you shoot this thing, and somebody's standing under it, he'll die. But it also creates a hole into the floor. And so, like this, I can jump in it. There we go. And then we find ourselves into this room here.
That's fucking sick.
Like this, I can open this room. So that was a shortcut. But then they, basically all the bandits that are in this dungeon then stand outside of this door, and they're ready to kill you.
That's cool as shit, man.
Oh, there it is. Okay, let's go that way.
With that type of stuff in the
So
game,
you'll
it's
have
one of
a
those
better
things where I'm
chance
gonna have
of
to play this
succeeding
like
in a history check.
when it first comes out. Otherwise,
Which I think, no, it's perception though, actually.
the entire chat is gonna be like,
Let's just try it out.
Does anyone know if
Maybe
JP
we'll
shot
do
the
it.
thing in the dungeon, so he got the secret
The game is
weapon?
full of secrets. Exploration is heavily rewarded.
Does anyone know?
You will never see all the secrets in one go. It's impossible. So if you're min-maxer, you curse at us. Yeah, thank you. All right, I'm gonna get you out of here because otherwise I can't do my little Astarian on all alone stunt. So I'm gonna send you over here. This is the exit. So this is where in a second Astarian will have to manage to get himself. Okay. Press the button. Click. We get inside here.
A lot of effort to hide one sarcophagus.
Indeed, I wonder what will happen. Just in case. Right.
Smart play.
Okay, so the reason why we came here is because we wanted, we have poison, that's fine, because we can throw poison at people, but not at skeletons, of course. But there's Amulet of Joy and Sorrow, which gives me the Speak with Dead spell. So Speaking with Dead is something that you can do.
Okay,
with the
that's
armor,
cool.
Provided they have a mouse.
I like seeing these little cutscenes
Oh, hells. Something just woke up.
instead of everyone just kind of like
I don't know,
triggering.
I just realized that this is the reason I keep my speed potion in general. Let's see. Alright. Why are you standing here anyway? Alright, let's just hug the wall.
I don't know, Sven. You programmed the game. Does this make you want to finish Divinity Original Sin 2? Maybe. We're not doing it till summer, though. There's too many games coming out.
There you go. Okay. This should be easy at this point.
Yeah, we're going to be playing Blood and Wine, Divinity Original Sin 2, and Path of Exile this summer. Should be
This
good.
is also why we need some better indications so that we're working on. Because this looks bright because the artist put the light here, but for the game, it's actually.
Yeah, we're going to be checking out the Neo 2 demo here in about, well, whenever this wraps up.
Things that we still need to fix. Alright, I'll be good, I think. With the potion of speed, I was already out of here. Somebody made me drink it. Right. Thank you for that, but. Ooh. Well, I'm heavily obscured. They actually have dark vision, so they actually, it should have been a check. So I think that the system just didn't register it fast enough.
Hey, why do the skeletons have dark vision?
Yeah.
Oh,
The dark
fuck.
vision does work, yeah, so.
Well, at least you rolled a
But it's
9.
fine. It's good. I mean, like, look, we're almost at the exit. Yeah, and they have no arrows, they have no bows, they have no weapons. Look, they all have their hands. Like, so, this is exactly how it should be. The AI is trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do. I'm going to dash. Where's my dash?
I wonder if they'll make all of those like round by round action abilities built in somewhere. That takes up a lot of hotbar space, though they do have a much bigger hotbar in the game than usual.
All right. And then that's my movement bar, by the way. So the amount of movement I have. Gale joins the thing, the action. Oh, I only have 5 minutes left? Oh, shit. Oh.
I love that the Enforcer kept the schedule running. Even for something like Baldur's Gate 3. I love that he's in the back and he's holding up the 5-minute sign and waving it around, trying, because I've been in that position before at the front of a PAX panel.
Oh. Yeah, my phone is charging. I forgot my timer, so. All right, well, I wanted to show you one last thing, so a little bit of audience participation. So let me try to do that as fast as I can.
Nice. Why did he just die?
He gave up. He was like, I'm done.
No, I don't think I'm going to get out of it. Well, that's a real pity. If I manage, I'm thinking that if I manage to click it in here, I can manage. Hold on, let me do this one thing. No, she's two. No, who's having? Oh, it's the hand. No, it's not the hand. No. Well, okay, well, since I only have 5 minutes, that will be the end of my presentation for today.
There's extra stuff on YouTube.
We have time for a few questions, Jesse.
Do we?
Yeah.
I mean, there's already a guy lining up. Go for it, yeah.
All right, I've never played Baldur's Gate before, and based on what I've seen so far, I really, really, really want to now. However, my luck is abysmal. What advice do you have for someone with awful luck other than
You're asking him?
Yeah.
I can't take PAX. Oh, God, I hate PAX questions. The thing that sucks about PAX, I've been to I don't know, 12 PAX questions. I've done a lot of Q&As. I've fielded a lot of bullshit. The thing that sucks about PAX questions is none of the enforcers, because it's not their job, play or what am I trying to say? There's no sourcing of the questions. People just stand up and ask a question. There's no moderator for the questions before they're asked. So you just get some real...
Other than playing on easy.
Yeah, so there's ways that you can modify your dice. You seek out advantage, which allows you to roll twice. So that's something that's important. We will have an easier mode. We still have to balance stuff also. So the values that you're seeing right now were pretty much straight out of the book. So sometimes it's fairly harsh. But we'll make sure that...
oh, hey, him and Adam could be friends.
Early access, it will be manageable.
Where D&D doesn't know how the fuck to do monster rating properly.
Thank you.
Hi. So, quick question. Is it possible to restat your companions?
Sorry, say that again?
Can you restat your companions?
So, yes, you will be able to
Good
modify
question.
your companions' ability points and their class. Yeah, I can't answer that question yet.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So the reason why I couldn't answer your question is because it's a point of discussion right now.
I love how transparent they are.
Spell slots, do they recharge after a long rest or after...
long rest.
Long rest, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you need to go back to camp. Actually, the next thing that we were going to
I like how they're just asking
resurrect
Sven
and
how
go
5e
to camp
works.
and have a camp moment so that we would respec, and then we actually had a big finale, but we never got there.
Sorry about making you use that potion. I know you said this is early access and everything, but there's one interaction that happened that I have to ask about. You didn't tell anyone you were a vampire, and you walk up into camp. Oh, I'm gonna do like the Daywalkers do. Look at their companion. I didn't mean that. Was that a bug in the system where she's supposed to react, or?
In the cinematic, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a small moment of a note that it froze there.
Okay.
You didn't get anything.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I wanted to ask, what consoles is this game going to be coming on? I know it's coming out on like Stadia, I think, but...
Yeah, so we've only
there...
announced PC and Stadia.
All right.
That's all we're talking about for now.
All right, cool.
Did Divinity ever?
Understanding that this
I think they
game
did.
is pretty much removed from the previous two Baldur's Gate games, is there a chance?
This is an important question, but I'm going to interrupt it. I wonder how much, like, I wonder who paid for this game. Because Larian, for Divinity 1 and 2, relied on Kickstarter. Do you think Stadia paid for this game more than WotC did? Like, do you think Stadia funded this game more than WotC? Because they announced that Baldur's Gate 3 was going to happen at a Stadia press conference. We'll never know. I'm just curious. I think Wizards is the major backer. Well, maybe. With what money Stadia felt hard? I don't know. Maybe the fact that it's fucking Google. They could have maybe paid for it. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Chance that we might see characters from our previous adventures, such as a particular ranger with a hamster companion?
So we're only talking about the 5 companions that we're showing today, unfortunately.
Good answer,
so
good answer.
I can't answer that question.
Just curious, the part where you attacked your companion, I noticed that was sort of a real-time combat. Is it going to be strictly turn-based like we saw, or are we going to have the option for that?
Everything is happening in turn-based. So that was actually, she didn't react to it. She should have reacted, but her reaction system isn't ready yet. So she should have reacted to the fact that I stabbed her.
Naturally.
But no, combat is turn-based. Dungeons and Dragons is turn-based, and we wanted to do a port that was as faithful as we could, but still make for a good video game. And by doing it this way, we can actually pretty much do one-on-one mapping of a lot of systems, and that works quite well.
So I'm a big fan of Baldur's Gate. I had a question, is there going to be like an alignment system? Is it going to impact with kind of how the storyline plays out and who you can interact with?
In 5th edition, alignment is less pronounced than it used to be. When we started out working on it, we actually also
That
had in our
probably
heads
pissed
we're
some
gonna make
people
alignment
off.
a really big thing. But then Wizards actually asked us a little bit to tone it down because they didn't want it to make it that black and white anymore. However, you are going to, depending on your actions, you have good characters. Gale is a good character, for instance. He's not going to stay very long with you if you're going to keep on doing very, very, very crazy, evil things. And it's a real pity that we didn't get to the end of my presentation because I was going to do the ultimate evil thing. I was going to bite one of my companions at night. But it failed. But there will be a lot of press up, and you will be able to see it in the stuff that they have to talk about. And I was going to let you decide whether or not we're going to do the bite, and then whether or not we're going to completely drain my companion or leave a little bit of blood and all that.
And it kind of follow.
You know we would have told you to do it.
Yes, of course. I mean, but it's your choice, right? So you roll with your choices. And then there's a D20 that you have to roll to make. I hate when people just talk. Which is kind of cool.
And kind of follow up to that, will your actions affect your alignment? Like if you start off good and make a bunch of evil choices?
So whether your alignment is going to change, so we actually don't show alignments right now in the game. So there is no modification of alignment for the moment.
Okay.
Hi Sven, it's me.
Hi Adam.
Manchester United 3, Club Brugge 0. Bye.
What?
So that's Adam Smith. He's one of the senior writers on Baldur's Gate 3. He's a Manchester United fan.
Oh.
I'm from Bruges in Belgium, and our teams were playing now as the presentation started, and so.
Oh, that's some soccer
just felt
things.
this was
Okay.
necessary.
Hey there, huge fan of you guys. I had a quick question regarding early access. Could you talk a little bit more about that? Like, rough estimate for release date, how much of the campaign's gonna be ready, anything like that?
Wait, there's somebody waving with a time. Does that mean I have to shut up? Yeah. So to answer your question, so we're going to roll it into early access when bugs like what you saw are all gone.
Man,
we're
why?
very curious to get the community feedback, so that's the thing that's very important for us. We'll make sure there's enough content in
Why
there.
would
to keep you
PAX
busy.
not
We'll
like
make sure
put
that
this
you don't
into
have
a
all the
giant
content, so that when
fucking?
release
I
comes,
guess
you'll have
whatever.
plenty of content to play through,
PAX
pretty
can do
much like we
whatever
did
they
with the
want.
previous
They're
season.
literally gonna play him
But
off.
I can't give you the exact figures on that just yet. All right, I guess that's going to be the last question. All right, thank you.
Dumb. Dumb. Oh well. That looks really cool. Hold on one second. Oh, that's the full. Okay, gotcha. I was making sure we hadn't seen some. Gotta get that ad rev? Maybe. Yeah, I mean that looks fine. I'm super into that. I think that'll be a fine game. My biggest issue is I wish it wasn't early access, but I understand why, I guess. I just wish it wasn't early access. That's all. Those are my thoughts on it.